We need to talk. Sometimes you got to call on people to hold a certain body of people accountable. And there's a certain level of accountability amongst young Gambians that adult Gambians need to hold accountable, need to put a stop to. It's not okay. But I need to address some of the myths that Gambians, and more specifically Gambian males, Gambian men, young men and adult men, have about us as American women. So yeah, as the title says, I was robbed.
Hello, as the chairman and ambassador of Women Repats, information reaching my desk is that many rumors are reaching me that women are being targeted, especially black women are being targeted by black young men from Gambia. You know why they're targeting these guys. So before even we jump into this, I hope this video is finding you well where you are, whether you're sleeping, waking up, or you have woken up. I hope this video is going to find you well. So I just want us to indulge in these situations where right now many black women, men, especially Repats, you know what Repat is. So they are complaining of getting robbed in a broad daylight. Okay, so before even jumping, I just want us to focus to see the situation of Gambians. Are they in the right and are their economy in a right positions? Okay, so let us have a look in this video, then we'll just be coming back and we'll be discussing much about this woman who she's complaining how she got robbed. Of course you heard during the introduction. So yes, let's jump in.
Hey Aggie. So I was out Sunday evening. I had been early Sunday during the day. I had been to Seracunda Market, doing some shopping and all that stuff. And I take the normal precautions, right? And also, in fairness, to start this out at a balanced place, wherever there's poverty, there will be some level of crime. When people are hungry, they will do whatever they need to do to eat. Okay, so let me just lay that out on the table to start with. But there's a thing here that's happening. It's happening more and more, and it's not cool. I went to get something to eat for Sunday dinner because I didn't feel like cooking. I had been out in the sun all day, and I had the driver come and pick me up. And I went to a little local spot to grab some chicken and come home. And on my way home, and I know, here's one of those things you talk about. I know that people will have a tendency to snatch things. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful, especially those of us who are, YouTubers and on camera and doing all these things, right? Not to be up and out. And so I wasn't filming anything. I wasn't on my phone, on my camera. I had my phone down on my lap, but I was still kind of in work mode while the driver was taking me to get something to eat. So I had my phone down, literally on my lap, and I was editing some video. And we got to a place at one of the junctions in Kaloli where, at Palmyra Junction, where the traffic was heavy. I don't know what was going on. It was, Sunday is beach day in the Gambia. So folks coming back and forth from the beach and all of that stuff. And some boy literally reached through the window down into the car on my lap and snatched my phone out of my hand and took off running. I jumped out of the car just that quickly. The door handle in the car that I was in didn't work well, but y'all know I'm ex-military. I'm a fighter. So I literally jumped out of the car window, yelled, "Sachi!" and started chasing the dude. Well, I couldn't catch the dude, but the guy that was standing right beside him, that was obviously with him, kind of doing the I don't see, I grabbed him and started pounding dude. Tell me who he is and where he's going with my phone. Yes, price hikes and all of these things target people, they do. But we have to put the message that stealing is not the way. We're the same people. There is this thought, because I address it every single day with the men that approach me, with the drivers that approach me. There's this thought that American women are rich, or that we're desperate for men, or that we're any of these things. And I'm not. And many of us are not. I'm not rich. My life in America is probably very comparable to many lives here if you balance things out. We are working, we are struggling, we are trying to make our way. And those of you who watch me know I came here because I wanted better, not just for me, but for the community at large, right? My folks. I want better, and I want to be a part of being better, making it better. So I try not to bash people, not to say negative things about people at large, about a community at large, because everybody's an individual, right? But this acceptance of theft at the hands of people who are coming here to reconnect, to be who we're supposed to be. You're right, Aggie. It's not only American women. And so I'm trying my best to use my words well and to say the right thing. But I'm so upset.
So, as an African person, who has been in the lower level of poverty, that means that I can't afford shelter, I can't afford food, I can't afford everything. I understand the situation of these young men, and at the same time, I'm also understanding the situation of these black women or black men, because this is not the first woman who has complained of getting robbed here in Africa. Okay, yeah, in Gambia, I don't want to use Gambia as the main thing, but Gambia is the main theme here in this video. So you'll find that even here in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, many people are getting robbed, but they usually don't come up and say what happened or express their pain. And now there's this thing that you people, as someone who is in outside Africa doesn't understand, is there's something that is called desperation of inflation. Desperation of inflation is this situation where every price of items gets high, their prices increases in the market, in supermarket, in everything. You can imagine that situation where now this someone who doesn't work, doesn't have a job, yet he has a family. He has a family, he can't feed his family. And the inflation of the economy is very high. So this is someone who is very desperate and is looking on many means, any means he has to be able to feed his family. I don't want to say that in this video that many black women or the repats, let's just say repats, I don't want to be biased, let's say that black women or black men or are being targeted, are the main target. I can't say that way because even us as Africans, we are being targeted. Not only you guys, not only foreigners, not only neighbors. We are being targeted. All of us are being targeted. So it depends on a situation where you are. And you know why you are getting targeted? It's because you have an item, you have something that maybe that robber doesn't have, maybe that young guy doesn't have. Because of change in tourist administration. Okay, the administration changed, several change in tourist business, and how the tourist business was going down because now people were fearing to come to that country, Gambia, because of what? People are stealing. So the main thing these guys usually target are the gadgets, to include mobile phones, laptops, chargers, money which you have. So let's have this scenario where okay, I want to use myself as an example. I don't have a sofa. You go to Gambia. Do you know Gambia is a country where the economic strength is very, very weak, to mean that many people are living below the average, to mean so they have to resort to other situations, to other means to afford their daily lives. So you come to a village or a place where people don't even have sofa sets, people don't have furnitures. They are used to sleeping in grasses. They are used to sleeping in stones. They are used to sleeping in thatched houses. So imagine you coming and you are used to such things. So I sometimes hear that I sometimes understand that you guys don't understand the situations. As a black person, do you understand the situation of that country? Do you understand that someone doesn't have such things? Someone is unable to afford such things. So I'm not defending thieves, or I'm trying to tell you that sometimes you need to understand that when you are in Gambia, there are those people who can't afford anything in their life because of the situations contributed by the government policies, government leadership. What I mean here is that you go to an average home and you'll find that there are no sofas. The situation is very, very bad. Children are walking barefooted, torn clothes. The situation is very bad in Gambia. That's why I think that as a black person, you need to understand that when you move to countries like those ones which are not able to sustain themselves, I think that you should just stay cautioned. Walk. If you walk, don't walk in a private places. Walk in a public places. Now, I think I have tried to understand I have tried to explain the situation in Ghana. So you as a tourist person who has come to Gambia, what can you do? What can you do in such situations? What are the procedures which you need to follow? One, you need to have a tourist guide. Okay, when you come to this country, you need to have someone who you have as a friend can help you, guide you during your visit here in these countries. Two, as a woman, you know, when you are getting attacked, okay, you can be driving you can be driven in a Uber, then the Uber driver decide to attack you. What do you do in such situations? Do you have even a pepper spray? Why? You cannot only be conned in using mobile phones or many things. You can also be conned in situation you are being conned to buy a land here in Gambia. And what do you do in such situations? Do you know there are these companies that I thought that you people should know that it is called MIGA. MIGA is a multilateral investment guarantee agencies that is a project that give insurance to projects that are above 1 million shillings, $1 million. So I think that you need to also find people who can help you, guide you through these situations. So I'm going to finalize this thing by saying that when you come to Africa, you need to know that Africa is the same as where you came from, meaning that you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself because here in Africa, the government doesn't take care of you. It is you versus you. So lastly, I'd like to say that I'm really sorry to what happened to this lady, and I was just trying to open up your mind that sometimes you need to understand the situations in certain countries. Sometimes you need to understand how people are living. Sometimes you need to assess and do your internal research so that you get guided when you come to visit such countries. Otherwise, I don't have much to say in this video. I hope you will understand, and yes, stay safe where you are, and see you in the next episode.